Hey, today is a video about confessions from Reddit. So, it's gonna get weird. Buckle in, prepare yourselves for this video. Okay, no, I made it sound really bad. That sounds really scary. The video isn't really that weird. It's just some weird things here and there. I don't know. Anyway, before I scare you off, let's just start the goddamn video. I don't know if I'm the only one, but when people said I stan Stray Kids, I thought of random lost kids. And I was like, what do you mean lost kids? Who are these lost kids? Who do I need to find? Oh, well, now Stray Kids are my olds. Me. This isn't that far off from something that I said when I first got into K-pop. I remember my friend, years ago being like, yeah, he was, scouted off the street and stuff. You know, as in, he was doing street performances. Anyway, my dumb ass responded with, he was homeless? What the fuck, Alexis? That's not even... Anyway, Stan Stray Kids. Not as serious as other confessions, but when I first got into K-pop, I couldn't understand why anyone would want to be an augusta. I'd always seen people talk about them so negatively and mention how toxic they were, so I didn't understand how people could be so open about being one. It was months later that I realized I was actually confusing ake with augusta. Before I say anything, I thought I'd give everyone some context. Ake is, in literal terms, a malicious individual fan, which is different from a solo stand. And augusta is kind of almost the official fandom name of GOT7. I don't really know. But yeah, that ass girl, I cannot even imagine your confusion. And for months, if I saw this shit on Twitter and, I would just pretend I never saw it. Because I was I don't want to get blasted. Because I didn't want to tweet something stupid, you know what I mean? But, glad you figured it out, though. Really happy for you now. I used to pretend my pillow was my ultimate bias and roleplay with it at night. Girl, what the fuck? How did that even work? I've tried imagining it. Not that I really want to, but, my brain's making me. And, I just want to know how that worked out for you. Did you have conversations with a pillow? Did you put a picture of their face on the pillow? Girl, this shit is not adding up. Nothing's adding up in there. When Super M first debuted, I didn't know who Lucas was. So I thought SM just added some random dude. I had to put this in here because, could you imagine? Imagine it for me. SM was just yeah, this random guy named Lucas is going to be in this group with a bunch of legends that have years on him in the industry. That's so funny. I mean, SM would never do that, you know what I mean? NCT. It would never do that. That's crazy. Why would you even think that? So I've been in this K-pop community for a long time, 3 years, and never did I think that there would be B-sides. I didn't even know what title tracks were. Basically, I thought idols just released music. Never did I think they made albums. I basically thought that all the songs were separate ones and not albums or mini-albums. It was until recently I remember reading about it. LOL, it was quite a shock for me. I used to think a little like this. I remember, little 7th grade me wondering why they never promoted or talked about any other song than that one title track song. Back then, I didn't know it was the title track, but anyway. Then this led me to never checking out any B-sides, because I thought they were all throwaway songs, and, they were just there to fill space. Now I don't think like that, and I appreciate all songs on an album, but I see how this person came up to this conclusion, and considering how some companies market their group's music, it wouldn't shock me if more people thought this way. Hui just has that face that you could never be mad at. No, you're right. Absolutely correct. He could beat the ever-living shit out of me, and I wouldn't even think about landing a punch back. I know he has done too much for Pentagon for me to even think about being mad at him. he just one of those faces, you know? I always thought something like this, but I never really knew how to put into words, and they put it into words. So, yeah. Can't be mad at that kind of face, you know? I like Somi, but I don't like her enough to be glad that her first win would have been ATEEZ's fifth. No, I included this because I'm not an ATEEZ stan, I'm not a Somi stan, so I thought I could objectively comment on this. I love it when any idol or group gets their first win, even if it means that my old group or group that I stan doesn't get their third or fourth or win or whatever it may be. So I think I would much rather have Somi get her first win over ATEEZ getting their fifth or whatever, because that's Somi's first win. Everyone is gonna remember that. Who knows how long it would be for her to win again if ATEEZ got the win over her. No, I'm not underestimating Somi. I know that she'll get more wins, but the first win is a moment. It's a moment people are gonna remember. I think Somi really deserved it over ATEEZ getting their fifth. Don't attack me, ATEEZ stans. It's the sole basis of this, the fact that it's her first win, you know? I don't stan 17 because they have too many members. Honestly, I kind of agree, but not really, but kind of. Anyway, I don't stan 17, but I do keep up with them and such. But my only thing with this is that if you like the members and you like their music, which you didn't say that you didn't, this person didn't say they didn't in the confession, why should it matter how many members there are, you know? Like, if you enjoy their content, that shouldn't be a huge factor. But also, I get that learning big groups is hard, and that's why when I learn groups, I do it over time and slowly learn the members, because it's so much easier that way, rather than just, you know, trying to learn them all in one go. I like buying albums, even though I know I won't look at the photo book again, and the album itself is basically a waste of space. Yeah, no, they're right in a way. I buy albums all the time, and every time I do it, I kind of stop and think about how it's basically just clutter on a shelf in a way. And then I think about how I'm supporting groups and idols, and it makes me feel a lot better about it. Also, I love all the goodies and stuff that comes with albums. That's one reason I really like K-pop albums, because they really give you your money's worth. I stream music more than I played on CDs and in physical forms like that, so sometimes the CD feels wasted, but I do have a CD case, see here's a picture, that I decorated using random stickers that I had and stickers from my albums, and I mostly keep this in my car so I can use the CDs in my car, because I find that I listen to full albums more when I'm like driving, but I don't really know why, but yeah, but I think if you really know what to do with albums and how to utilize them, I think they don't become just clutter on a shelf. Sometime last year, my roommates tested my EXO knowledge by showing me close-up pictures of EXO's earlobes to see if I could differentiate them. I got 9 out of 9 and couldn't sleep that night due to a minor existential crisis. Okay, ending strong. Girl, I wouldn't be able to sleep either. I would have to stop and ponder about how I knew their earlobes. Like, I'm assuming you didn't study their earlobes beforehand, so your brain must have subconsciously known what their earlobes look like. On other tests, though, can you tell them all apart here? I mean, obviously less difficult than their earlobes, but I don't know, I can't do it. Y'all tell me if you can. Anyway, moving on. I hope you all enjoyed this eclectic bunch of K-pop confessions that I found on Reddit. I don't know how well I did when it came to responding to some of these. I think I did well. I tried my absolute best. I also want to thank you guys for 40 plus subscribers and over 1,000 views on one of my videos. I'm not great at expressing emotions, especially when it comes to just like a voice recorder, but I do want you guys to know how much it means to me that people care about my content, even if it's just a little bit, and it's a small group of people. But yeah, I thank you, and I hope to see you in a future video.